Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing my October art challenge plans with you. There's a lot of challenges that go on in October. I am going to be taking part in one of them, but I'm also going to have my personal ongoing monthly art challenge as well. And this month, this is a sketchbook from after I did my fashion design program. My final year tutor was like, you can't draw, you can't design, yada, yada, yada. And I found it out because I wanted to show it to you a little bit. This is a drawing I did of my other half. And I was so proud of it. I started off with this, just color pencils. And then I moved on to drawing my other half. And I mean, you can immediately see what's wrong here, right? And it took me like a day or two looking at it to be like, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Obviously, it's his leg. I'm just not great with the human figure, which is maybe why my final year tutor said what she said. So I was like, let me grab out a sketchbook from after I graduated, and I had practiced drawing faces, people. So this is 2011. I don't know if you can see that. There's not much in here. These are some other things that I had cut out from other sketchbooks and stuck in. Clearly it was like my intention to practice. I did go to some life drawing and illustration classes back then as well to try to get better. This is 2013. I know where I was then, actually, where I was living in the London area. This was actually a class in 2014, and I think that's as far as I got. It made me grab my other sketchbooks. This is the one, I have shown this one, but this is a video. I'll put it here if you want to have a look through the whole thing. But starting at the beginning-ish of the sketchbook, so earlier on, although this says 16th of June, a shocking drawing of a person. It was done from a photo, I think, but I was trying to play around with stuff. I think I might have done it not looking at the page because I don't think I can draw that badly on purpose. These kind of drawings I love doing. This is my other half. I make him sometimes sit still for a minute and 3 minutes and 5 minutes, and I draw him quickly. That was in April. Really enjoyed that. Can you see where I'm going with this? Have you guessed what my plan is? This was in May when we went out and I drew him, but I also drew people in the area. This was in May, an Emma Carlisle session drawing 1950s fashion, and I hate it. I don't like the result. This is all important information, friends. And this is one I did of my dad back home. It doesn't look like my dad. Like, the face is not him. But the posture, where he's laying, I like the background. I like the illustrative feel of this. This was in May as well. And then this, again, you can see what's going wrong. This is in July. This is David on the chair, but he's got one hip here, his bum cheek pockets here, he's got a leg that's weaving all over the place. He hates this one. I think if you've been here before, you know he doesn't appreciate my style of illustration when I draw him. So all of that, plus I have these two sketchbooks. This is one that I took with me to Zealand, in the Netherlands, not New Zealand, drawing people, just trying to capture them. This is one that I quite often will take. So this was a rare replacement waiting for someone, an attempt at a self-portrait. There's people in here as well, not necessarily good people. And then this is the one that I really wanted to share with you to finish the why. So I did this one when we were in the UK in Thetford area, and I really like this. This is just color pencil. Two different characters, two different people. This person was sat over here, and she had left by the time I drew this person, and I just amalgamated the two. This is an attempt to capture my other half and his mom quickly while they were looking at some stuff. They sat there for about 5 minutes looking at something on his phone. I wasn't able to do the job justice, as it were. And then these are blind continuous drawings that I did of my other half when we were out there as well. And I haven't done anything else on this page because I kind of like the composition. And the final one I did in the bath because I hadn't done any art that day or for a couple of days. So I did like a self-portrait in the bath, looking in a mirror. David and my dad are like, oh, you look a bit like miserable. And I'm like, well, it's hard to smile at yourself when you're drawing yourself in the semi-darkness. So all of that combined is what has led me to this. I know it's a bit late coming to it, but this month's personal challenge is to draw more people. I want to focus on composition of people, how I'm putting people on the page, making sure their proportions are right, doing something in a more illustrative way. And to help with that, I've got a selection of books. I'm going to be traveling again in October, and it's easy to draw people when you're traveling because people are everywhere. So that's another reason why I picked it for this month. So this is a book, and it has some interesting people. This guy on his bicycle, I do not know when this was taken. This person sitting here on a step. It's all in Dutch. I could probably try and translate it if I had the time. This little person on the back. Oh, there was a footballer there. Did you see it? It has photos of people doing different things. Yeah, look at him with the dog in the front. So I think this is a good reference book to use. Obviously, there's endless photos online as well. I want to think about composition. I've dragged out this book by Bill Brandt behind the camera, and it has some compositions, like people in interesting compositions. Laying on the floor. This person with the lamppost. Try not to show any. I know there are some unclothed ones in here. Like, that's really cool, and it's out of focus enough that, you know, to try and draw that in Illustrator, it would be really fun, especially with the model, the statue behind it. This person going through the bin. I just thought this would be a really good book. It's really high contrast. I think Bill Brandt was known for that as a photographic style. So there's a lot of like very, very darks and midtones, not an awful lot of brights. And I think that'll really help me to not focus on the details. So I can take like the posture and I can play around and I can experiment. That's my hope with that book. And then also, because I am actually a fashion designer, I have this book called The Glamour of Italian Fashion since 1945. And I thought this would be cool as well. This is like a workshop of people making shoes. Again, it's that same thing. Like I could sit there and I could spend a week just drawing all these people doing these things. It would be amazing. Here's somebody on another bicycle. I want people. To be fair, I think I'll probably go for the more vintagey looks. See, that's so cool. Ken Scott, 1968. But I just thought this would be a really cool topic for me because it will give me more confidence. Some of them are like a bit like, nah, no. This I absolutely love. That's really why this book's here. So that's the theme and the reference stuff. Obviously, I'll be traveling, so there'll be people on planes, on trains, in vehicles, in buses that I'll be able to draw as well. But let me share the sketchbooks and materials with you. So I will be probably taking this one. If not, I might just finish it before I travel. This has been a really handy one for taking out and about. It's small. I think I shared this one in the comparison sketchbooks of cheap sketchbooks. I'll link that video here if I have shared that. I think I have. I suspect this one will be finished before I travel. So I have found out another mini sketchbook. Let me check. This is a mixed media paper, so it's thicker. I quite like the texture for that. So I'll finish off this one and then I'll have this one. I also found out this is a Sea Wet Sketchbook Eco. So this will be good, I think, for, oh, there's one of David in there already from before. This is like a more white paper if I decide I need it. It's not as thick, but it will work. And then I will probably take my Moleskine with me. I'm really enjoying this one at the moment. I did some life drawings. I'm trying to stick with just colour pencils in this one, but I quite like the paper in here. And because colour pencils work nicely on it, I will probably stick to this one. I don't have any more of my Talon's Art Creation sketchbooks. This was the last large one, so I'm working through all the other sketchbooks that I've got, but I will grab my materials so you can see what the plan is there. Oh my word, this feels like a gratuitous amount of art supplies, but all I can say is I'm really excited about this mint. So I've got all my colour pencils out. I'm quite proud that I don't have as many as my dad makes out I have. He's always like, Ting Tong, you've got so many colour pencils, you don't need that many colours, do you? He's joking. And so I'm quite chuffed. I've got them broken down in colour. Let me know if you'd like to see a tour of my art room now, because I'm quite happy. I've reorganised it all and got it organised. So colour pencils will feature, as will acrylic markers. So this is my stash of, I don't have too many actually. These are my acrylic markers. They'll probably feature. I don't know that I'll travel with any. If I do, it'll just be maybe like 3 to use as base layers potentially for when I do travel. I also have my Neocolor 2s. I had to upgrade the box they were in because they grew. These are the ones that are full size of the 50 anniversary one. Like this is a Cuba Green special edition. So they're all in here and I'm trying not to break them, obviously. So those, and I'll take again a selection of those with me when I'm traveling. I've also got, these are watercolor pencils because I quite like using these to put down a base color and then working on top of them. So I have the Inktense as well in another jar, not the whole range of course. These are a combination of the Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer and the Museum Aquarelle from Caran d'Ache. So there's a selection there that I can use travel with. I keep them separate from my color pencils so I don't get them confused. Obviously, I'm going to be using my Neocolor ones. I will probably travel with this tin because I love them and they're handy to use as a resist or to go on top. I might just change up the colors a little bit, but those will come with me as well. And then it goes without saying that I will be using my Gouache palette. This is the updated, recently updated, because I took out the 2 whites that I had. I've put those into the tiny teeny palette now. This is more, it's even more coherent. You want to see there, beautiful colors. Really, really, really gorgeous. My messy palette as always. I always keep a little bit of tracing paper just in case it's slimy, so it doesn't ruin my beautiful swatch card. And then in a recent video, again, I'll link it here if you haven't seen it. There are 2 videos actually. One is setting up this watercolor palette, and the other is actually swatching it out in the gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous combinations I got from 9 of the colors. Yeah, so there's that as well. So those travel very easily. If I only took those and this, it would be a very light, like going out and about or when I actually travel. It's a very light kit in terms of the amount of space. The footprint that it takes up is minimal. So that's it. That's my plan. I'm going to be drawing people. There might be a few portraits in there, but it will definitely be, there'll be a lot of full figures. I'll be doing some continuous lines, some blind contour. I'll just be having fun and experimenting and building up my skill set. I need to nail the proportions. I want to nail composition. I want to think about it from an illustrative angle as opposed to a reality angle. And I'll report back at the end of the month with how I got on. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please do give it a like if you made it this far. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and turn on the notification bell, because apparently YouTube doesn't always show you if there's a new video. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video very, very soon. Yeah, have a lovely day. Take care. Bye.